We have more data mined information, more news from blog posts, and a whole lot to dive into inside of this video today. Most of the information I'm about to speak about comes from this man right here, Datamine ARPG over on Twitter, which I will be linking in the description of this video. But there are things that we're discussing here today that have not yet been heard, that haven't been put out. Remember, this is data mined information. This is not speculation. This is also not official from Blizzard, so just keep all that in mind when we're going through this. But I want to start out on a blog post that came out from China. First of all, I really like the look of what we're looking at here. This is a really, can I blow it up here? Yes. This is a really nice looking image of what's to come. Now, inside of this, they talk about they mention Shadow quite a few times, all right? And that's just telling us that the Shadow Knight is going to be coming. But there is belief that the Shadow Knight is going to be that in China, and in the United States and over here, it's going to be still called the Blood Knight because both Shadow Knight and Blood Knight are still within the code of the game. So the class itself will remain the same, but the name would be different to kind of appease China, their laws and regulations over there. Now, we do have another image right here, which I'm going to give you guys a closer, you know what? First of all, before we get into any closer look of anything right here, there are rewards that are listed. Let me pop them up above my head as well so you can take a closer look. Looks like there are some gems. Yes, I have information on new gems, information that is not even out yet, but actually it's limited information. A video will come soon with even more details. But it looks like we have some gems we can grab, another frame, a legendary crest, we have an emote, some legendary gear, and what is that? Is that a cosmetic or something, or some new legendary gem? Question mark on that one. It's some type, it looks like some type of gear, the way that that's sent, a legendary item, but who knows? And then we have that new class skin. I think it's going to be some Blood Knight related skin based on the imagery that we've seen throughout, which we can kind of dive into in the Twitter posts. But I really wanted to show you what was being said over here in China because they always tend to give us a little bit more than we get from the US. But really nice image right here of what's to come possibly inside of the new zone. But let's dive back on over right here to Datamine ARPG and let's take a look at what he just said. New class revealed in the latest game files. Love this. But also notice all of the stained glass behind the Blood Knight with that symbol above. Wait a second, let's go back over here. And what was the reward? Look at the reward right over my head, right over here. It's the same symbol that we're seeing over here, right over the Blood Knight. Interesting stuff. Let's get those rewards away from above my head right now because they are no longer relevant. Back into these files here, he says, I've managed, let me cut back, I've managed to piece together a high quality resolution image that clearly shows the Blood Knight while also heightening the class's crest. I have a better look at that for you guys. We have that look right here. Notice the crest over the head of the Blood Knight itself looks very cool. The thumbnail of this video itself is a really close look at the Blood Knight. But look at, you also have the 4 stained glass, which are different bosses, possibly Heliquary bosses. I'm not sure how they're going to be implemented, but remember we did read from the blog post from the US yesterday that you were going to be able to unlock things as you progressed, different bosses that you could fight. Yes, I have more information on that as well, but you may want a closer look here at those images to take a look at the bosses we see here. Anything that looks familiar to you, any bosses we may know from prior Diablo games. Really nice imagery being done right here. First of all, second of all, it gives us some hints and some looks. Now, I have some information that I'm gonna read off to you that we have regarding the new difficulties, which are not hell difficulties. All right, if you defeat the Fangrith, the Warthfester in Hell 8, and reach Paragon level 800, you will then unlock Inferno difficulty. This is not a Hell difficulty. It seems that after Hell 8, we dive into Inferno difficulties inside of Diablo Immortal. Again, this is from the game files. This is not directly from Blizzard. Different name, but what does that mean? If we have a different name, what else does it mean? It means enter Inferno to unlock combat stances, stronger equipment, more challenging Heliquary bosses, and new legendaries and new Paragon opportunities. So the Paragon trees are going to be expanded. We're going to get new legendaries. Speaking of, this is something I'm just going to touch on because the information is not yet there, but we do seem to have new legendary gems coming to the game. And we have, looks to the look of this right here, it looks like 5. I can't tell you right now, 5-star versus 2-star versus 1-star. I yet don't know, but it does seem that there are new gems coming. We will learn about what these are soon, just not yet today. All right, what else do we have to... You're also going to be unlocking in the Inferno difficulties new challenge rift levels. Players who choose to move into these levels will be in a different leaderboard than those that are in the Hell difficulties. Now, if you're in a Hell difficulty, you're on one leaderboard in challenge rifts. If you're in Inferno difficulty, you then get yourself put on a different leaderboard. This also is the case if you're doing Battlegrounds. There will be 2 different leaderboards and probably 2 different whole matchmakings. I'm not sure about the matchmakings, but definitely 2 different leaderboards between the Hell levels through 8 and then the Inferno levels, which I'm assuming are going to be Inferno 1, Inferno 2, Inferno 3, and so on. I assume that's how they're going to break it down. This is all really exciting stuff. We're going to be getting new weapons, of course. As these things come, we get new weapons. We get ourselves new essences for those weapons, which is exciting as well. But let's summarize really quickly right here. New difficulties are being called Inferno difficulties, which will unlock a ton of different things to play, as well as new leaderboards. We also have new gems that are coming to the game. More details to come on that. And let's go back to the post right here. He says, take a look at a closer look. Look, we have over here something that I believe this was, I forget who, Wowhead possibly pulled out this symbol, which is very similar to the symbol that we're seeing right over the Blood Knight's head right over here. That was pulled out not too long ago. So again, not speculation because it's been found inside of the code. You can't speculate if you see it in the code. Some plans are here for this stuff, even though it's in the code. Yet it hasn't been announced by Blizzard or confirmed by Blizzard. Just because something is in the code, like the Blood Knight. We've been speculating about this Blood Knight for months, many months, and it is still yet to come. We now know that the Blood Knight or Shadow Knight, aka Shadow Knight, because I do think it's the same exact thing, will be coming very, very shortly. I believe it's in the very beginning or the first half of July, which is exciting. So I want to remind you guys that this is where you can get this information early. You come on over to Datamine ARPG over on Twitter and you make sure that you follow him so you know this. We just talked about the cosmetics last night and put out a video on the Children of Lilith cosmetics. If you missed that, go check out that video. I've decided that I'm going to be putting together content for Diablo Immortal. I'll put a few things out for Diablo 4, but I am not going to be going exclusively into it like many other creators. I will be staying with Diablo Immortal. You could call me a fool if you want to, but that's my plan, to bring you guys the latest news, the latest data mines, the latest builds, the latest information about the game, so that you could all stay up to date, in tune with Diablo Immortal, either while you play Diablo 4 on the side, or if you're going to be exclusive inside of Diablo Immortal. Please subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest information, because I bring it to you as quickly as I can.